So I guess we'll go ahead and we'll start this off. I can't even tell how many people are in here, but I guess that's enough. Um, so I put that poll up on my Instagram earlier, and people sent me a bunch of questions. I tried to put some of them on the Instagram story, but I'm gonna go over some of them now. Yeah, this is the first live stream. It's gonna be a Q&A session. Just hit 1,000 followers on TikTok. So if you don't follow TikTok, make sure you follow TikTok. And if you're here on TikTok and don't follow Instagram, make sure you follow Instagram. Exact same. Dadbot Season 610 on both. But people were asking me how this giveaway works. And I figured this is just a very easy way for me to be able to tell everyone at once exactly how it works. Yes, I'm giving away my 2019 Subaru STI. So at the website, dadbotseason.com, I'll put it in the chat down here actually, so you guys can all see exactly what I'm talking about. That's the website right there. Go to that website. Every dollar you spend on merchandise, such as like t-shirts, like this one, we have hats, we have everything pretty much on there that we have made so far. Every dollar you spend on one of that right now gets you 5 times entries. It's normally one entry, but right now for the holiday and Black Friday, we're doing 5 times entries. So head there, grab some merch. You get your 5 entries. Once I get the entries, I will put them all together. I send them off to a third-party company where they will select the winner. That way I have no control over it, so no one can be like, hey, you just picked your friend or you just picked family, whatever. No, I have no control over who wins. Within like a week or two, they're going to send me the name back. They said like 10 to 14 days. That's like a week and a half, 2 weeks. They're going to send me the name. Then I will call you up because when you order stuff, you put your phone number in, either that or I'll DM you on Instagram. I'll get in contact with you some way, shape, or form, and then we will go from there. Which is I'll either, if you're outside of this area, I can fly you in, I can ship the car to you. But if you don't want the car, there's always the cash option. So a lot of people, they're like, hey, I love the car, but something comes up, they need the cash right now, and there you go. We'll give you a big wad of cash, and that's it. So, and then I guess I'll figure out what I'm gonna do with the car. But if you want the car, which I suggest because it's a great car, I would go ahead and take it. So we'll sign the title and hand you the keys. So it's in your name, and we pay the taxes off at the sale. So obviously we can't pay like your annual taxes, but we'll pay the year taxes, or not the year. We'll pay the sale tax right off the bat. So no fee out of your pocket, except for I guess gas to get home, depending on where you live. But as soon as you sign that title, the car is yours. It is officially yours. So that's pretty cool. Also, that's pretty much how it's going to work. For the 5 times, it's going to end Monday at midnight. So make sure you hop in, grab your stuff now. It'll go back to 1 times. So then it's every dollar you spend is 1 entry. So you spend $10 now, you get 50 entries versus on Tuesday, it's $1. So every $10 you spend, you get 10 entries. So right now is the best time to really go ahead and grab some merch. So then we'll move on to the next question I got. People asked me what my favorite car was. And there's people here in the chat that know me, so I'll let them go ahead and try to answer that. I'll give you like a minute. But it is a older car, not like old, but probably 23 years old to be exact. And the iconic color is blue and white. So I don't see anybody's got it. I see this ugly 87 and Trav Chew. They are having a love affair in the chat. That's cool. 2020. Go ahead, do whatever you want. Yeah, well, one person guessed it. It's a 97 Viper. It's actually a 97 Viper GTS. And if you don't know what that is, it's this car right here. So this is that car exactly right there is my dream car. That is what I want. And they're a little they're they're a little out there, but not everybody likes them. People are scared because they have no traction control. They have no really like any. They're a raw car, so no traction control, no ABS. It's just if you can drive, you can drive. If not, you wrap it around a tree. So, and yes, I have wrapped a vehicle around a tree, but we're not going to go into that. I knew that was going to come from the chat. So, um, yeah. So that's the car. The plan is with that build is going to not be stock. A lot of people have that I've told about this car. They're like, "Hey, you really need to keep that car stock. It's iconic. It's they're never going to make anymore. Dodge discontinued the Viper, but it is what it is. I'm not going to keep it stock. The '96 Vipers are actually more like rare, and people actually care about them more. So if I got a '96, maybe I'd keep it stock after I do the stuff to '97. So, but you guys know me. I'm a turbo guy, which that will lead us into another rabbit hole that we got going on here. But yeah, I'm gonna go with the twin turbo kit, and we'll see what kind of power we can make. And if anybody here wants to line up in Mexico after that car is all done, just DM me, and we'll figure out something. Cause I want that car to be a true street car, so it's not gonna be a drag car. It'll be probably more likely roll racing, but it's not going to be gutted. It's going to be just a beast. So, we're gonna head on back to the other stream here, but that car is going to be awesome. It'll make a ton of power. It's going to be extremely scary, but it's going to be worth it. So, next, we're going to go on to our Christmas drop, which I don't know if anyone here knows about it. December 1st, we're dropping all of our Christmas merchandise. So I'll be up on the site soon, and you guys can go ahead and get some pre-orders in as soon as they're up. If they're up early, it might not be. Who knows? But we got some awesome stuff coming. It's getting in the spirit. I guess it's holiday drop, but whatever. It's cool stuff. It's one thing is it's one of one. There's no way, shape, or form anyone else has a shirt like it. So there's a hint. But then I want to get to this next question, and I don't know how I want to answer it. Yes, Travis, you can get a shout out. There you go. The next question is people are asking what the next car is going to be. That's a trick question, and that's why I put it on my story as a trick question. Because is the person who asked this question, if they're watching, are you asking what car I want to get next, or what car will be next, like a giveaway car? Because that's completely two different things. Obviously, like I would love to buy a Viper right now. I don't think it's going to happen. But for giveaway car, I have two in mind. But I'm not going to tell you guys yet because there's no point. There's no point in me telling you guys yet. You guys have to wait and see. And the first people that will know about it will be on the YouTube channel. So if you don't follow it, DadBot Season 610 on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe. Watch the videos. Give me a like. Help me get the videos out there so more people can see them. These live streams, after obviously they go live, they are going to be put on YouTube after I cut some of the stuff out, like the beginning part and everything. Like this one was long because I was trying to figure out how this thing works. So we're going to go ahead and I can't tell you guys the car. I really can't. I want to. I saw it today. I'll give that hint. I went and I saw it today, and I started talking to the dealer about it. So, um, yeah, it's a cool car, and I'll leave you with this. It's an American car. I really wanted to do. I don't even know how to say your name. Quirt, sure, Quirty Quirt. There you go. There's your shout out, buddy. Um, but it's an American car. I really wanted to do a Mark IV Supra. A lot of people ask me if I could do that. Right now, it's not financially smart to do that because that car, one, to find one in actually good condition that's originally turboed, they're well over six figures at this point. So I'm not going to do that. If I'm spending six figures, there's a lot of other cars I can give away for you guys that, isn't that old and would probably be more reliable for you. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love the Supras, but for $100,000, it's kind of steep in my opinion. But then I'm gonna answer this question, and this one I get asked every single time I take my car out. Every single time. Why would you put that wrap on an STI? Everyone asks me that. Well, I'll tell you a few reasons. One, I wanted that wrap on it because I like it. Number one reason, I like it. Number two, it's different. You will never see another car on the road at all that looks like that car. Not one car, because it's a one of one, completely custom. That's it. It's a one of one car, so it's perfect. Two, the reason that you wrap a car is protect the paint. Underneath that wrap, that paint is immaculate. When I first got the car, it was ceramic coated. Then after that, I was like, hey, I want to do a wrap. Obviously, the wrap is good marketing because everyone, whether you love it or you hate it, you still say it to me. You still catch your attention. So that's how that is. You either love it, you hate it. I really don't care. I mean, honestly, if you win the car and you hate the wrap, take it off. It's a sticker. Peel it off. But it protects the car. So no matter what the wrap really is, you should be happy that it's on there for a giveaway car. Because if you decide to take it off, it is the normal Subie blue. You guys have seen the pictures of it when it was originally unwrapped. It's a normal Subie. And if that's what people want, some people want that. They want to stay normal. They don't want to be a one-on-one. I get that. That's fine. You don't want all the attention. That's cool, especially with the cops. Is if you guys saw my last video, you'll see that I got picked out from the car meet, and the cop knew I was at the car meet. Tried to get out of it, didn't work. So I had to go to court to that, but that's another story. This one, I got a question of why the Subie? Why would you buy a Subie when you know you're an American muscle kind of guy? That was the exact question I got. And thanks, Brad. I hope I do beat the case. So the reason I bought the Subie was I had a diesel truck. I've always been in diesel trucks before I was in the cars. And I had a 2018 6.7 Power Stroke. Loved that truck. Stupid expensive, but I love the truck. I then found out I was going to be a dad, hence the dad bod season. And I was like, well, I can't afford this truck anymore, so time to get rid of it. I had to buy a house. So I traded the truck in, got the Subie. I needed 4 doors so I could put the baby in the back. And I'm not a Charger fan. A lot of people love Chargers. I don't like them. People think they're sports cars. I don't at all. STI at that point was going to be my only car, so all-wheel drive. I could technically drive it all year round. Probably wouldn't recommend that on summer tires that's on it, but you can do what you want with that. It makes really fun with summer tires on for donuts. But yeah, that's why I got the Subie. I needed something 4 doors. Now I have a truck, so I don't need a 4-door car anymore. So Yeah, I don't need it. I don't need the Subie anymore, but I can still give it away to one of you, which is awesome, and then I can get another car and just keep doing these giveaways. Another person asked me, why give away your car? Why not just sell it? This was a weird question for me, because it honestly makes more sense to sell a car than anything. Uh, but what I think about this whole situation is giving someone the chance to win, let's say, a $30,000 to $40,000 car at the price of a T-shirt or a lanyard or something like that. So if you spend $10 and then all of a sudden you have a $30,000 or $40,000 car, that's awesome. That is awesome. That changed people's lives. I mean, it really does. If even today, if someone was like, "Hey, you just won 30 to 40 grand, whether it was a car or not," it's like either if you win the car, you can always sell it, or for us, you can take the cash offer. That's life changing to a lot of people. I mean, some people don't even make 40 grand a year, which it's. I mean, that's huge. That's huge to people that win the car and they can actually go through with this. Um, so I'd love to see people do it. I've seen other channels do it, such as like Street Speed 717. He does them. Dirty Max Jack does trucks, which are his trucks are like on another level. They're crazy. Diesel Brothers, they do it. They really blew up the market, and when they got their TV show about it and everything like that, that was nuts. But the biggest part for me is in those videos when you see the person's reaction when you give them the keys. That reaction makes it kind of like all worthwhile to me, because if I can give someone a car, that's that's awesome. That is 100% awesome to me, and I can't wait for it to happen. So December 26th, the last day to enter. Make sure you do enter, or else you're not going to have that chance to win the car. And someone's got to win it. I mean, it's not like we're going to be like, oh no, um, no one's winning, whatever. Even if I lose money, someone's winning. Doesn't matter. That's another question I got all the time is there, if you don't have enough money or you didn't sell enough stuff, will you push the date back? No. It is set in stone. It's going to be December 26th, the last day to enter. And whatever the money's at, the money's at. So if I make money, awesome. Obviously, this is a business decision. So there is the whole point and goal is to make money so I can provide one for the family and two, get next car, everything like that. But if it happens, it happens. This first one, I knew it was going to be a rough ride, but you guys are supporting me all the time. That's why I do this. At one point, I was like, I don't want to do this anymore, and then I saw people. They caught me at a meet, and they were like, "Hey, man, you haven't posted a video in like 2 weeks. What's going on?" And I was like, "I'm not really feeling it anymore." And they were like, "No, dude, we really love your videos. Like, it's kind of cool, uh, to get to see, especially like people that their cars are in the videos. They kind of feel like, wow, like I'm on the internet for my car, which is really not hard, but a lot of people see it. So I want to give a shout out to the people on Instagram that follow my TikTok because the TikTok's not always about cars. It's got a pretty funny, well, I think it's funny, video on it, that's completely away from cars. And if you guys want, go ahead and like that. But for the people that are on TikTok, thank you for getting me to 1,000 1,000 follows. Instagram's slacking. They're at 990, which kind of sucks. I wanted to be at 1,000, but we'll be at 1,000 by tomorrow morning, I think. Because we're going pretty fast, a lot faster than what I thought, considering 3 weeks ago we were at 380 followers. And that's probably 2 weeks ago we were at 380, and now we're at 990. So we're growing pretty quick. This topic, I'm going to do a whole nother Q&A on it, because obviously if you know me, you've seen the merch, I'm a turbo guy. I'm a die-hard turbocharged guy. That's what it is. Turbos or nothing. NA is awesome. I love NA. That's cool. They sound awesome, but nothing beats the power that you can make with a turbo. So this person said, why a turbo versus supercharger? I'm not going to go into that rabbit hole right now because that's going to be like an hour-long stream by itself, because it's beyond that discussion. You can make arguments for both sides, which I get it. Superchargers are power instantly, straight down the line. Awesome. Great. It's great. Nothing wrong with them. But the whine, one thing, sounds like, in my opinion, it's like fingernails on a chalkboard to me. I hate it. I hate the whine. I don't like it at all. Maybe if I own a supercharged car, which I probably will at some point, I'll change my opinion. But as of right now, like when you are getting ready to race someone, you know, it's like, really, like that. It's not. You don't hear the rumble. You don't hear everything else. Whereas turbos, you hear a little bit of the rumble, and then all of a sudden it's like a jet engine, and that's what I love. Obviously, coming from the diesel world, all my other trucks, they pretty much sounded like jets, except for my 6.7. I didn't delete it because it was brand new. But yeah, exactly. Spoolie boys all day, dog. That's what I say. You got to let them spool them up, and the blow off on a turbo. Come on. Nothing beats that sound. That's the best sound in the world, in my opinion. Nothing beats it. I love it. Absolutely love it. So that's why I'm turbos all day long. And with superchargers, the belt brakes on supercharger, you're done. You're done. And that's it. In superchargers, they put down the power so quick. They're great at doing burnouts, but that's it. That's it. So I don't know. Never mind. I'm not even gonna go down this rabbit hole. I said I wasn't gonna do it, so I'm not gonna do it. Another quick question. Yep, I'll see you. Have a good one. Have you guys seen the McLaren 765? Yeah, Earl. That's what I mean. I all right, look. All right, now we're really going to go into this debate. The Hellcat. Hellcats are awesome. They make a lot of power. The thing I don't like about Hellcats is, one, they're kind of like Mustangs. And you guys are going to, stake me to the ground after I say this. But either if someone says, hey, I'm a car guy, the two cars they either have is a Dodge Challenger or Charger, or they have a Mustang. And they think they are the fastest thing in the world. That's what they think. They're like, these things are the best, which I get it. Hey, they make a lot of power, and, I mean, obviously a Hellcat's expensive, but like a Mustang, a 5.0 Mustang, is really not that expensive when you're talking cars. So, yeah, obviously the Mustangs are crowd killers. The thing with the Hellcat, it makes 700 horsepower. When you think of that number, you're like, wow, that is a fast car. That's crazy fast. But then you look at it, and the thing is like a boat going down the highway. It weighs so much it can't get down. Like for example, this is not recent a Hellcat, so I'm not even going to claim it was a Hellcat. This was a regular Challenger. I raced two. I raced one Scat Pack, and I raced one. I've raced multiple. Just the 5.7 Hemi Challengers. They swear that those cars are fast. Everyone loves those cars. They're like, these cars are awesome. My STI, there's video evidence, beat them. And the 5.7, I get it. People love that car. It's not expensive. It's a nice muscle car look. I love the muscle car look. Don't get me wrong. But if you've seen the videos, you know what I'm talking about. They got bus links put on them in the videos. I'm not trying to throw shade at anyone that owns one, but I never said the STI is fast. But when someone comes up and says, hey, I'm going to smoke that car, and they make fun of it, they're like, oh, look at that little 4-cylinder with a turbo. But then that 4-cylinder with turbo walks out of their life. I don't know. That's for you guys to decide. But if there is any Challengers or Chargers or anybody like that in this chat and you want to race, DM me. We'll put it to the test. We'll see if what I'm saying is true or not, because I'm 99.999999999% percent sure I'm right because I've done it. Been there, done that. You want to say it's driver mod, whatever. But I was racing automatics too, so they should beat me all day long because automatics are way faster than manual. But thanks a lot, Earl. You got me down that rabbit hole, and now I'm completely thrown off. Yeah, I agree. 5.7s don't have the power for their weight. They're junk. They're gosh. All right, I'm gonna say this. Challengers to me with a 5.7 are like the Honda Accord guys saying they have a race car. That's what it's like, in my opinion. And the Civics are like Mustangs. People saying they have race cars. Now, granted, yes, I know people are going to be like, oh, Civics are fast. Yes, you can make a Civic fast. I get that. I know. I've seen them. That's cool. But all I'm saying is when you come to a car meet, you don't have people going, oh, my God, look at that Honda Accord. That thing is sexy. They don't park a Honda Accord next to a Lamborghini at a car meet. Just saying. They don't. Sorry. That's the world we live in. Maybe somewhere else. Not here. But, see, look at that. Now I just probably lost like 200 followers that are Civic lovers. People that have like Hondas tattooed on their arm. Whatever. What I was going to get at is if you guys have seen my video of me going to McLaren, you would have saw that I test drove a 650S. It was a Spider. I hate spiders. The actual creature, yeah, I hate spiders too. But spiders on cars, I prefer coupes. I'm not a convertible kind of guy. I'm not. I like the spiders over the soft top because I think soft top is completely useless in my opinion. But the best thing I did like about that Spider though is there's a back window behind you, obviously, but you can put that down. And with it up in that McLaren, it was like you were driving a Honda Accord, but made a lot of power. But you were driving it nice, and it was like a normal car. You put that window down, you throw it in manual and start using the paddles, and you start ripping on that thing, the pops, the sound, the turbos. Let me tell you, it's something else. It is something else. Yeah, it gets the heart rate going. I'll tell you that. It blows my mind. If you guys have any more questions, type them in the chat. That's car related. I know some people are going to go off canter with that, but if it's car related, drop it in the chat. But yeah, the 765 LT. I saw a video on it today, and I believe they said it was 0 to 60 in 2.6 seconds. That's fast. That's real fast. For if anyone here has never been in a car that fast, that is extremely fast. But what I want to get at is the new C8 is arguably the best car you can buy performance for your money, obviously. It's crazy the performance you get out of that car for, I think it's like 59,995 exactly. I've seen videos of people using draggies and getting 2.6 seconds 0 to 60 time out of a car that makes 495 horsepower. The C8 is American. So I think the C8 Z06 is going to put all the supercars on notice. I think it's going to be like a nice little shot to Lamborghini, shot to McLaren, Ferrari. My personal opinion, Ferraris are cool, but their owners, it's like if you own a Ferrari, you are so high up on this list in your own brain that you can't function with anybody else. Like you can't talk to Ferrari owners in my experience. But back to what I was saying, the Z06 is going to put them all on the map. If what I've heard was true, and I've heard two different scenarios or situations they're going to do with the Z06. First one is it's going to be a 6.5 liter flat plane crank, and they're saying it's going to make either 600 horsepower or 650. I'm hoping it's a 650 mark, because the C7 Z06 was at 650. So I really don't see them going, oh, let's make a Z06 that's less power than the previous generation's Z06. That doesn't make any sense to me. At least match it. But granted, the DCT, I mean, people are saying that this C8 handles incredibly, and I mean, I see why. All the power's in the rear. I mean, and the weight distribution is in the rear, so it can put down the power and it can go. Mid-engine is the new wave, but the ZR1 spotter, that car is going to be something nuts. But back to what I was saying, the other idea of the C8 Z06 is they are rumored to have used the same engine that's in the C8 now, but just put on twin turbos. Which, you know, I'm a turbo guy. Either way, that car looks amazing. I kind of hope they don't go with turbos for this Z06, and I'm going to tell you why. The flat plane crank, if they go with that, can rev out to like 8,000 RPMs. That'll sound just like not just like, but it will rev out same area as Lamborghini, as Ferrari, as McLaren. So then that puts an American company on the supercar map. Now, granted, yeah, you guys are gonna be like, "Oh, Ford GT." Look, the Ford GT, in my opinion, it's a supercar, yes, I guess, but when you see the Ford GT and then you hear it and it sounds like a vacuum cleaner because they went with the V6 EcoBoost, come on, man. Come on. American muscle. We need a V8 or V10. Honestly, the best American supercar that's been out has been the Viper, but maybe a little biased. Yeah, the GT350 is a flat plane crank. That's why I like the GT350s over the actual, obviously, 5.0 Mustang. GT350s are awesome. They're just awesome Mustangs. All around, they handle good for a Mustang. They handle really good. They have the classic muscle car look-ish. I mean, they look like a Mustang. And they can put the power down. And plus, one thing I like about it, you guys are all going to think I'm childish, to start it, there's like a little switch in there, a little button, and it looks like, like you're starting a jet fighter. People put like a little flips thing on it so you can flip it up and then hit start. I think it's cool looking. Whatever. Call me a child. I've been called a child for my rap anyway. Shout out RFR Racing. But yeah, the other what I've heard about the ZR1 is that if the Z06 goes with a flat plane crank this time, they're going to then for the ZR1 put twin turbos on the flat plane crank. And if they do that, that should be right around 1,000 horsepower. We'll say you can tune it to 1,000 easy, but we'll say it's probably gonna be like 850, 900. So Hellcat, you're not there anymore. So that will put the C8 on top, and then the Zora model. That's supposed to be like their final edition of the C8 because of their history. If you don't know a lot about Corvette history, Zora, he's the one that wanted to make the Corvette mid-engine years ago, decades ago, and they said, no, we can't do it. Now they do it. Now they're going to do a tribute car to him, or supposed to. But that one, they're supposed to go into the hybrid, which I hate saying that with the sports car. They're supposed to go with electric motors as well as gas. So it's supposed to, really, the electric is supposed to just help off the launch to get you better, obviously, launching 60-foot times, 0 to 60 times, stuff like that. So that'll be cool if it actually works. I just hope it doesn't sound like a Jetson, mobile. But that's, obviously, I don't make the decisions, so not on me. No, we're definitely not going to talk about politics in here. That's one thing we're not going to talk about, because that brings everybody and their mother out from the woodwork, and it just goes downhill fast. You guys have any other questions about cars? I see the Z06, the ZR1, covered that. GT350, covered that. car meets this week. I'm going to one tomorrow, which I'll put on my Instagram. I'll put it on the story, which one I'm going to. And Sunday, the one I was originally planning for on Sunday, which was a rally, got switched. It was a rally in like a drive-in theater. It got switched now to it's a car meet going to be outside at a go-kart track in Newcastle, Delaware. So it's $12. I believe it's $12 to drive the go-karts, and that should be fun. I mean, if any of you guys here think you can beat me, we'll put a nice little friendly wager up, and we'll go racing. We'll say like buy-ins $10, winner takes all. I'm cool with that. Um, but responsible gambling always. I don't promote gambling, but if you want to lose your money, we can talk. Let's see. I think that's all the questions I have. Let's see, I answered a lot more than I wanted to because Earl, got me on that topic. So that's all right. If you guys don't know, if you guys seen the promo videos, Earl Stab, he's the one who makes all those, takes all the pictures. They're fantastic. Absolutely love them. So go check those out. Now go check out his Instagram. Give him a follow. But yeah, I think that's about it. So we're gonna go ahead and wrap this thing up. If you guys have any more questions, DM them to me, and we'll get this Q&A thing started. This is the first one, so obviously it's not that big. I don't even know how many people are in here right now. I have no idea how to tell. So what's up, Eddie? Hopefully, we'll have these again, and we'll get some more questions. This kind of was really impromptu. I was like, you know what? It's Black Friday. I'm not working. What should I do tonight? And I was like, oh, let's go live. So went live. That's where we are right now. So if you guys obviously have any more questions, make sure you submit them to me. If you haven't checked out the latest videos, go check them out. I would greatly appreciate it. Dabot Season 610. Follow me on Instagram, YouTube, subscribe to the YouTube, and obviously the TikTok as well. For those watching on TikTok and for those watching on Instagram, you guys obviously are already following. But whatever. Come on, jump on, do all the interwaves, hop on all three. The video was cool. It was a complete chaos at a car meet that was supposed to be a chill meet. All of a sudden, one guy started doing a burnout. A couple of the trucks started doing burnouts. And then blew up. Everyone was doing a burnout. There was Hellcats there doing a burnout. Ironically, I believe this person was from Philly. But they had a chrome Hellcat ripping burnouts with it. It was really cool to see. So go check out that video. I will see you guys next time. But if you guys want to see more of this, go ahead and DM me or whatever, and we'll work this out. Because I actually like going live. I get to talk to you guys more. I like that a lot. I like to get your guys' opinions. But I will see you guys next time. Everybody have a good night. See ya. All right, so tonight I'll wait for more people to get in here before we really jump into it. But I'll just go over a few things. We're gonna be talking about the turbo versus supercharger debate. I know you guys have asked for that, so we'll go ahead and we'll do that. I'm not. This is a dark hole we're gonna go down with this one because people know exactly how I feel about it. Obviously, I'm a turbo guy, so there's that. And I know a lot of people are supercharger guys, and people that I made the comments about the Hellcat. The comments made about the Hellcat last night, people didn't take that too kindly, which I don't understand really why. But I mean, we're all here. It's cars, man. Everybody's gonna have their opinions on different cars. But we'll go ahead and get started then. before we get into the turbo versus supercharger debate, I want to answer this one question, which is my top three favorite. Which last night I already answered the first one, which is obviously a Viper, 97 GTS Viper is obviously my favorite. What's up, Maryland Spotter? How you doing? Um, so that's obviously my all-time favorite car. I think that car is timeless. It's iconic. You can't beat it. It's it's amazing. Everything about that car is amazing. Um, Moving on to number two. This car is kind of like one like I don't know if I'll ever achieve this goal. I hope I do. I really hope I get to this point. But that is a uh, Lamborghini Aventador SVJ. After seeing Savage Garages in person, their SVJ, the sound, how fast it is just it's nuts. I mean, obviously the doors go up. Everybody loves Lambo doors. So that's another big thing. Uh, Lambo doors are awesome, but I don't know if I'll be able to reach that. The car's like 500 grand, something like that, or probably more. So I don't even look because I don't have that kind of money right now. One day I'll get it. I'm 99% sure one day I'll have one, but we'll see. Um, Another question I got asked. I don't think this person's in here yet, but a person wanted me to go over what I thought about the new Toyota Supra. Um, that the new Supra is different to me. In my opinion, the Mark IV Supra uh, is I mean that's iconic car. I mean when you think of Supra, um, the you think of Fast and Furious, you think of wild car, turbo screaming, just pure fast JDM car. That's what you think. Um, which it's really kind of weird because the new Supra, I think they killed Supras with the new one. Granted, they're still cool looking. I get that. They partner with BMW, which everyone says, oh, it's just a BMW car now. It's not really a Supra. Um, but, I mean, it's cool looking. If you guys have seen TJ Hunt started a company called Street Hunter, they do wide body kits. The Street Hunter wide body kits they're perfect. Um, I love them. I love the look of it. I'm not a big wide body guy, but the way that kit fits on that car, it makes it look 20 times better than it does from the factory. So I I would I would own a Supra, the new Supras. I would own one if I mean I found like a really good deal on it because it's still a Supra. Um, Once you tune that car, those things are I mean it's a JDM. It's a car meant to be tuned. That's the whole point. It you can have it stock and it'll be okay, but you can tune it and it becomes a whole nother animal. That's why the Mark IV was such a big hit because stock everybody thinks Mark IV Supra's stock had like 1,000 horsepower. That's not true. That's not true. They were not that fast, but they were tunable. You can throw a ton of boost at it and it takes it and goes, which is awesome. That's why everybody loves them. Mark V, I'm not sure how much boost it can take. It hasn't really been that envelope hasn't been pushed too much yet, but we're gonna find out. And I'm super excited. I have a few friends that have them, and they're going to see how far they can stretch the legs of that car. Which I can't wait. I'll be filming it. It'll go up on my YouTube channel, so you guys can all see it. It'll be on the Instagram as well. Well, when I release the videos, I'll put it on the Instagram, so you guys can go check it out. Um, Obviously, the full videos will be on YouTube, not Instagram, because no one wants to watch a 10-minute long Instagram video. That's crazy. Um, the only time I watch longer than a minute Instagram video is when I'm watching lives, which I think live streaming is awesome just because you get to connect with the people that actually enjoy your content and you get to see what they like and answer the questions that people have about what you do and what I do. So I love that. Um, I don't think I answered a third car. I think I only did two. I did the '97 Viper. And I did the SVJ. Hmm. The third one. The third one's kind of a tricky question. Um, because like obviously cars are gonna be evolving, and new cars are gonna come out. So if I'm not picking something new, I'm gonna go old school. And this car, in my opinion, is the most iconic car in the world, in my opinion, especially in America, is a Dodge Charger. Specifically, I believe it's a '70s Charger, the Dukes of Hazzard Charger. I absolutely love that car. That car. I mean, growing up watching Dukes of Hazzard, and like if I could have that, I mean, of course, if you have it, you got to jump it. You got to do all the stuff they did in the movies. But those cars are so rare to find. I know Whistling Diesel just bought one. I'm pretty sure it's a replica car, and he's doing like twin turbo kit on it from 316 speed. So yeah, it's gonna be a fast car, but it's cool just to have the like everything exactly how it was in the movie and jump it, do the burnouts, take it through fields. I mean, just have fun with it. That's what I think would be perfect. So those are my top three. So you got the Viper GTS, you have the Lamborghini Aventador SVJ, and you have the Dodge 1970s Charger Dukes of Hazzard car. Um, a quick thing I want to get into before we get into the turbo debate. Tomorrow at noon, I'm going to be at Mid Atlantic Grand Prix for a car event. I believe it's a Toys for Tots event. Um, and that is going to be, we're going to be there from noon to 4. And they're going to be having, obviously, the go kart racing. So you guys can come out, race against me if you're local. It's in Newcastle, Delaware. It's a little bit, it's like a 40-minute drive for me, but we're going to go have fun, support Toys for Tots. I'm all about kids, especially having a daughter of my own. But come on out. If you guys would like to put a little wager in, I am all about putting a wager in. If you guys decide that you think you can beat me in it, um, I'm all up for a challenge. That's an even playing field. All the go karts are the same. It's all about driver skill. So if you're in the area, you let me know. Come out to the event, and we'll throw down. We'll see what we can do. We'll see who's actually the best driver. Which I love that. Oh, I love that. I really hope people come out. I mean, there's already going to be a lot of people there, but if people come out specifically to race me, I will be extremely excited about it. Um, so apparently, what I'm realizing from last night, you guys can't see my actual full screen when I go Instagram live because I stream it through a laptop. So my actual full screen streams go on YouTube the day after. So obviously I can't answer your questions, but you can see everything that I'm putting up on the screen then because I can't do it all on my phone. So I have other pictures and stuff that pop up and all this stuff to make it look a little bit fancier and not as boring as just looking at me and a wall. Um, but now we're going to get into the meat and potatoes. Turbo versus supercharger. And if you, well, actually, let's see, before you jump into the turbo versus supercharger debate, what do you think about the new BRZ? The new BRZ, I like it. I like the fact that Subaru is making a rear-wheel drive car. Granted, that's not something they should do. Like historically, they shouldn't, because they're all about rally car. The STI rally car. Obviously, I don't rally it. I don't think you could really take a stock STI from the dealership and go on a rally. So I think it's more like a you look like a rally car kind of deal. Um, but I mean, it's the same thing as like people that buy like Raptors. They they want to look like they have a rally truck, a dune truck, but it's really a Raptor's really not. I mean, you I guess you can street speed 717 did some jumps and stuff, but I wouldn't recommend it in a stock Raptor. Um, so same thing with the BRZ. Uh, I love how Subaru's going into the drifting area because that's what I think the BRZ is for. It doesn't really. It's not a high horsepower car. I think it's like 200 some horsepower. So it's not like gonna put you in your seat really, especially because they have all wheel drive. So it's probably it's not going to send you back. Like the STI doesn't have that much horsepower, but it still puts you in your seat because it hooks and it has torque and it goes. Um, I think that the BRZ will be good. I think it'll be a good car. I think it'll be fun, but I don't think it will, shock the world. I don't think it's gonna. I mean, you got to look at the caliber of cars that it can compete with, right? So it's already not competing against a Mustang. It doesn't have the power. Um, it's not competing with a Camaro. It doesn't have the power. I mean, you got to look at the cars that are selling in America specifically, because that's where most of us are. What car will that compete with? And I really don't like the. It reminds me of an S2000, which they don't even make anymore, so it's not really competing with that market. And there's no way it's competing with the Supra. There's absolutely no chance it's competing with the Supra. So I mean, I guess it's kind of like a Miata. I guess that's how I kind of see it. It's like a Miata remake, but a different brand. So it's a little compact car for drifting. It's fun. It's sporty, but it's not gonna like blow your socks off. But I mean, you could probably. I mean, if you took that car and you like LS swapped it, I guarantee you that thing would be an absolute animal, and you'd never be able to keep tires on it. But that's one thing there. The Civic Type R, I'm all right. The Civic Type R, I get what Honda did. They brought it back as a hatch because the hatchback is obviously a lot of people love the hatch. If you with the hatchback, you either love it or you hate it. There's no in between. You either love hatches or you don't. The hatchback body style looks cool. The only thing I don't like about the Type R is I feel like they tried to copy the Subaru WRX and STI platform. That's what it looks like to me. Especially after owning an STI and currently owning one, when I see that, I'm like, they're just trying to copy that. So, and it's not all-wheel drive. That's what I don't like about it. Now my friend has one, and he says he absolutely loves it. Which I mean, I get it. Hondas don't break. That's the one thing you can say about Honda. Honda and Nissan stuff like they do not break. I mean, those cars you can put 200,000 miles on it, and you're just stretching the legs. Like it's just getting broken in, which is awesome. But I don't. The Type R, if they were going to compete against an STI, which is I think that's their market competitor, they should have went all-wheel drive, or they should have put way more power into it. Because on the street from a dig, I think the STI actually gets to jump, but the Type R will walk around it versus a stock STI. The Type R will walk around stock STI, but I think that has a lot to do with gearing. And but like if I mean, STIs aren't meant for that though. STIs aren't drag cars, and if you buy one thinking that you're going to get a drag car out of it, I mean, that's the wrong car. That's completely the wrong car. STIs are for back roads, for off-roading, off-roading, but they're mainly for back roads and taking turns fast. I mean, I love my STI. I can take turns at 80 miles an hour in Mexico because I don't do that in the United States because no turn is really 80 mile an hour speed limit. Only do that in Mexico and on closed courses because, I'm a stunt driver now, self-proclaimed. But yeah, I mean, the Type R it's cool. It looks cool. I don't think. I think they could have done a lot better with it. I mean, obviously Hondas can make power. All you got to do is tune them right, and you can make a ton of power with them. And they realistically won't blow up that easily. So I mean, if you're in a market for a Honda and you want a new Honda, yeah, go Type R. But if you could really buy Civic Si and make it as fast with the same amount of money as a Type R is, you can actually make it way faster. But now we're gonna get into this debate. Hopefully you guys can see me on the screen. I don't think all this will fit on the live stream screen because it is on my computer. But the turbo versus supercharger debate. I am a turbo guy through and through. I think the power that you can make with the turbo versus supercharger is completely different. Uh, and I think a turbo is more suited to racing. Superchargers are awesome. You make instant power. It is crazy fast. Um, and you can do a lot of burnouts and donuts. That's awesome. Instant power. Everybody's like, it's instant torque. It's instant torque. You can't beat one. You can't beat it. Well, there's this little thing called traction, which where we are in cars, in our technology, the only thing that's hold cars back now in this day and age is tires. So to be able to get the traction, so you can make 1,000,000 horsepower. That's fine, but you're not going to put that power down. Superchargers, they make that power so quick, it's instant. You can't get all that power down. You can't. You got to like ease into it. Whereas a turbo, you have the lag, which everyone's like, oh, turbo lag, that's the worst thing ever. When you're racing, that's honestly the best thing that can happen to you. Is if you're say you're doing a dig, especially from a dig. Say your motor is pushing 600 horsepower, right? But your turbo, once you have your twin turbos or whatever, your actual full power, you're like 1,000, 1,200 plus. You don't want all 1,000 or 1,200 plus going instant because you're not going to keep traction. You're just not going to, especially in a rear-wheel drive car, which most cars are for the setup. So you're just going to spin, and your motor will get you out, and you'll probably lose the jump a little bit. But as soon as that thing spools up, you're gone. And now with technology, people that do like that have true drag cars, like true track drag cars. They're all switching turbo. They used to be nitrous. Nitrous used to run the game. It was nitrous all day, every day. If you were at the drag strip, everybody was using nitrous. But it's not that way anymore. Everybody's switching to ProCharge and not Supercharge. They're switching to turbos because you can, once you build that boost, it's insane. It only climbs. It's nuts. I'm telling you that, in my opinion, turbo is the way to go. Now, I am seeing the comments, Supercharger all day, especially the Dodge ones, the whine. I absolutely hate the whines. Now, if I owned one, maybe I would change my mind. I'd be like, oh, you know what, this is pretty cool and it sounds cool. I just like on the Hellcat. I don't like the whine. When I think of Hellcat, I think of like really, really like really mean, like something deep, rumbly, getting ready to blow the doors off. I don't think of like. I don't think of that. I don't know. I just don't. But let me switch back. I guess I don't know, the quality's bad on this one. We'll switch back. Yes, now people do leave on full boost with a turbo, and but the thing is with turbos is, yes, they're building boost. They're not leaving the line on full boost. They are not, and that is the big thing with the turbos is people that are like they're on their two-step, right? They're getting ready to launch. Your two-step is not tacked out. It's not. Your boost is probably like cut in half when you're going to launch. So you might have some boost build up, and once you start building boost, it goes quick. Especially depending on the turbo setup you have. But when they're on the line and they leave, if they're at half boost, it's going to add more power as they're going down and shift and give them more and more power. Supercharger, you put it to the floor and it's pretty much all it's got. I mean, it really doesn't have that much more to go. It's pushing all the boost it can to get that engine up to RPMs quicker. The turbos, it just steadily climbs now. And the way that they have turbo setups, like Calvo Motorsports with their Vipers, they have it as, they call it torque by gear, but same thing as boost by gear, where each gear you're in, they tune it and they put different maps on it to where you're increasing boost. So second gear out of a 2,000 horsepower car, second gear is like 1,200 horsepower, right? Third gear is 1,300. Fourth gear, 1,600. By fifth gear, you're at 2,000. You're there. Like, you are full on go. Superchargers, the way that they increase their power is by the belt. So you can't like be going down the road and just switch out a belt real quick, throw more power in. You can tune a turbo. You can add more power as you're going. Supercharger, once you put that belt in, that belt's all it's got. I mean that's what it is. So that's how fast it's going to spool. Superchargers cook tires on a dig just because it dumps all the power. Exactly. It puts all the power down immediately. Immediate power. Whereas racing, and I mean, if you guys don't believe me, go ahead and look at some of these videos out there. The racing world, especially like roll racing, which is more what I do, it is all switching to turbos because turbos win races. I'm gonna copyright that. I'm gonna put that in a catchphrase. Turbos win races. That's what it's gonna be. TWR. Turbos win races. Patent. No one else can take it. If you do use it, it's like $1 million fine paid to me. Turbos win races. That's what I think. I mean, you just can't beat them. You cannot beat a turbo. And if I mean, I get like Street Outlaws, right? So we'll talk about that. Obviously, that show is the cars are real, yes. Everything's a little bit edited for TV. But they're all switching to turbos. And these guys, their motors are over 1,000 horsepower. Just all on motor. And they were making 2,000 horsepower with nitrous. All of a sudden, now they're putting twin turbos on it, and they're making 3,000 horsepower. I mean, that's just how it is. Turbos are the way of the future. Let's see. Yep. So, Spotter in the comments, you literally stole the words out of my mouth. The Trackhawk all-wheel drive launches, nuts, absolutely nuts. But so like a Trackhawk, quarter mile, like Dodge, all their cars, they build them for quarter miles. That's it. Like once you hit top, like start climbing, I'd say probably up to like 130, 150, they start topping out. But turbos, they're still eating. They're still going. They're like, yeah, feed me more air. Feed me more air. And they're just continuously going up. That's my thing is that, yes, and a quarter mile was what Dodge made the Demon for example. The Dodge Demon was meant to be a quarter mile race car that you can drive on the street. That's what they cared about. And that's fine. But what I'm saying is for what I do, what I like is roll racing. Because roll racing, one, you can put more power down. Two, it's not really, I mean, no racing on the street is safe. Let's be clear with that right off the bat. No racing on the street is safe. But if you're stopping in the middle of the road to do a drag race, there's a whole lot more that can go wrong from sitting still and trying to put all that power down. That you have a lot more stuff that break. It's way harder on the car. And all it takes is like a few pebbles in front of you. You're done. Roll racing is normally done on the highway, so there's really not that many pebbles on the road. And usually it's pretty clear when you go out to do roll racing. I've heard. In Mexico, it's always clear, but people say in the United States it's pretty clear too. I don't know. I don't race in the United States on highways or anything like that. I only do it on closed courses. But yeah, if it's a 0 to 60 or something like that, Superchargers they have the jump. But the turbos will end up taking it. If it's like a half mile event, turbos take it. For example, supercars. We'll talk about supercars. The McLaren brand, they don't have a V10. They don't have a V12. They run a V8. And when they put the V8s in these cars, that they compete with Lamborghini and everyone like that, McLaren performance is way better than a Lamborghini or Ferrari, anything like that. Like when you look at them competitively, like so the same like we'll compare 720S to an Aventador. Okay, so they're about the same level. All right, a 720S will put bus links on an Aventador going doing roll racing because of they have turbos, they have boost. The Lamborghini Aventadors are NA, which makes them sound amazing. And don't get me wrong, I love the Aventadors, but McLaren, performance wise, based on all other platforms, they're ahead of the curve on performance because they build race cars. Now, granted, McLaren has a ton of problems with little things like door handles, like stuff like that, components not being like really tight in there, they'll wiggle loose, like on the dash or something like that, which sucks because for the money you're spending, you're getting way better performance through McLaren than you would be with Lamborghini or like let's go Ferrari. So that's the thing is McLaren is a true um, it's a true race car. Uh, McLaren's right. The new McLarens do not have a V12; they have a V8. Um, I've heard McLaren has no soul. I'm not sure what that means. Rather build a car with soul like a Huracan to go fast than a bland car. Wow, that's a little deep. Um, okay, so you're not a McLaren guy. I got that. The so I will say about Huracans. Huracans are probably the most bulletproof car on the market, supercar wise. R8s are basically they're practically the same thing as a Huracan. Same motor, same trans, same rear. Well, actually, same. Pretty much everything underneath is the same. The drivetrain, but the body styles are different and the price point's different. You can go. So obviously, like I don't have the money to go out and buy a Huracan right now or an R8, but for the price of a new Huracan, you can go out and buy an R8 and put a twin turbo kit on it for the same price of a stock Huracan. So now, obviously, if you guys know or don't know of, everyone's heard of UGR, um, everyone underground racing. They're blowing the game away. Obviously, they have a big feud, Lambo versus GTR, that is, worldwide in racing. Everyone knows that they hate each other. Everyone says Nissan GTR is the best thing ever, and UGR is like, no, Lambos, you can put the power down. Now, Sheepy Race, they're out of California, I believe, and they do R8s and Huracan. That's what they specialize in. They do a lot, but that's their specialty. And they're like friends with UGR, but I mean, obviously, they still compete. They're two different shops, so they obviously they want to have the fastest shop or the fastest car to get their name out there. And uh, the stuff that they're doing with R8s now, I mean, R8s are, in my opinion, R8s are a little bit too classy for me. I don't fit that kind of thing. I feel like R8's kind of like you pull up to like a fine dining restaurant and stuff like that. Like only like 5-star Michelin star places. That's not me, but uh, I mean the Huracan is obviously more like attention getter. Like, oh, look at the Huracan, look at the Lambo. Everyone knows what a Lambo is. Even if you know nothing about cars, you know what a Lambo is when you see one. But I mean, really, they're the bulletproof cars on the market. So no, well, they're like emotionless is what I meant. That's what owners have told me at least. But I like the brand a lot, actually. Yeah. So I understand what you're saying now. They're emotionless. As to the fact is, McLaren is like all computers. It's not raw driving. After test driving one, I can tell you they're insanely fast. They're awesome. They're great cars to drive. They're so much fun. But the car practically drives itself. I mean, you literally put it to the floor and it goes. That's it. That's how McLaren works. You put the gas pedal to the floor, it goes. If you have it in automatic mode, that's it. It keeps relatively straight compared to other cars. But the thing is McLaren is McLaren is rear wheel drive versus Lambo being all wheel drive. So it's crazy how like McLaren's 0 to 60 times and stuff like that, they're able to put down that power and compete with an all-wheel drive car when all of us know that are here, obviously you're somewhat in the cars. You know that an all-wheel drive off the line should dust a rear-wheel drive car every day of the week. Now, with it relatively same power. Obviously, a 2,000 horsepower car is going to dust an all-wheel drive STI off the line. We get that. We understand. But relatively same horsepower, all-wheel drive should hook and book and be done. But McLaren's there. They're doing it. And it's emotionless. I get that. But I think it's emotionless because it's new. I think once it becomes a bigger brand and they do their fine tweaks, I think McLaren will really be up there. And the thing I like about McLaren, which I like and I don't like, if I was an owner, I wouldn't like it, but as someone that wants to buy one, if this makes sense, I like it. They depreciate like hotcakes. Like, for example, a McLaren 12C came out over 200 grand. You can get them now. They came out in 2012 to, I believe, 2014. Now you can get them for like 80 grand. You can have a McLaren, which is a supercar, still fast. They're still extremely fast. Like 0 to 60 is like 2.9 to 3.2 in there. And it lost that much in value. Now, granted, if you buy a used McLaren, you're probably not going to lose any more value than what it's already lost. So I wouldn't go out and buy like a brand new one. I mean, granted, it'd be cool. Be like, oh, I just bought a brand new 720S. If you have the $400 and some $1,000, good for you, man. That's awesome. Way to spend it, and hope you enjoy the car. But I don't have that kind of money. I'll go for a used one and try to, catch it when the depreciation's at the all-time low. So that way it only goes up, or it might like lose a couple grand in value, like a normal car. Not you drive off a lot, 50 grand gone. Like, I mean, that's a lot. If I had that much money, I guess I wouldn't care, but that's a lot of money. Potential. Every car has a bit of potential depending on your personality. We are the ones that bring these cars to life, adding a bit of our souls into something you feel passionate about. Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that 100% actually. And I think the biggest thing with cars is, for example, anyone can go out and buy an STI like mine, right? Anyone can go out and buy that. But the thing is, what I love about cars, it gives you a platform to express yourself and express, what you like and what you don't like, and you can show the whole world. And no matter if people hate it, love it, or hate it, doesn't matter. It's your car. Like with for example, my wrap. People hate the wrap I have in my car. I get all the time. Why would you ruin that? Why would you do that to that car? I don't know, because it's mine. I like it. Whatever. I mean, same thing with any car. I mean, obviously, you have the purist out there, which is the two forms of car people. You have the purist who they want, low mileage, low VIN number cars. They want it to be perfect and historic and look beautiful. They just want it to be original, which is cool. I get that. It holds their value. That's fine. But for me, I'm in the other group, which is everyone enjoys modifying their cars. When you can modify your car and make it your own, that it takes the car from being an object, like, oh yes, look, look at this beautiful car, to look at my car. I made this car what it is. That's mine. And that's what I love about cars, is you can literally take it and make it whatever you want it to be within your budget, or maybe even out of your budget, depends on how much you're passionate or dumb, whatever you want to call it, for the cars. I love it. I mean, I love every kind of cars. For example, I don't like cars, me personally, I don't want a car that's like everybody talks about on bags or static, where it's on the ground, scraping, you can't even go over a speed bump. That's not me. I like lowered cars, but I could not live the static life of being like half inch off the ground. That's just not me. But other people love it. And I think it looks cool. I think there's nothing wrong with it. It's just I would not drive that every day, if that makes sense. So that's the thing I like about cars, is you make the car what you want it to be, which is awesome. If you guys have any more questions, we're going to wrap this up pretty soon. Go ahead, drop them in the comments. I'll answer as many as I can, and yeah, we'll get with that. But yeah, the Huracan's potential is awesome, but the thing I don't like about Huracans now is that they're like before, if you saw a Lamborghini, we'll say 5 years ago, you saw a Lamborghini, you were like, I just saw the one Lamborghini in the state. You're like, I've never seen another one before. Now it's kind of weird. You're starting to see more. You're seeing more supercars, which that's awesome. People are making more money; they can afford it. That's great. I'm all about that. I'm all about buying more, but it's not like an exclusive club anymore. Where like supercars used to be, if you owned a supercar, you're top tier. Like that. That's it. And you still are. I mean, hypercars, but that's like the hypercars are the new old supercars. That makes sense. Um, but I mean, still, the Huracans still are awesome to look at. They're amazing cars, beautifully made. The carbon fiber is amazing. They run just absolutely amazing. Um, but they're starting to become more popular. That's like now Aventadors. Obviously, the doors go up and stuff like that, but they're more rare. So people are like, "Oh my gosh, look at the Aventador." Um, yeah, I agree. You have to pay more to be exclusive. Right now. Next level, we were talking about the topic got brought up within about Lamborghinis and McLaren and stuff like that, and then it got brought into how you pretty much make your car yours. How every car is theoretically doesn't have a personality until you take it over and you make the car yours, so you can build the car what you want. Like, for example, this is kind of a bad example. The Viper, obviously being my dream car, I know a lot about Vipers. That car is raw power. That's all it is. It's known as a killer. That's what it is known as. It is a death go kart. That's what it is. But I mean, there's people that have Vipers and they don't drive them like that. They are very respectful. They just like it because it's classic. They like it because it's manual. Um, Whereas obviously I want it because of the power. I want the raw thrill. I want everyone that I've talked to say Viper owners and Viper like enthusiasts are a different breed because they have a death wish. Exactly what you just said in the comments. It's a death wish. A Viper is literally the closest you can get to having basically just a motor, transmission, and tires. Like I mean, it's raw car, no electronics. That's why I want the old ones because it's literally nothing, no ABS, no traction control. It's all about can you drive, and if you can't, you're gonna die. And the thrill of that is, oh, it's awesome. It's awesome. It gets your adrenaline pumping. I'm an adrenaline junkie. That's why I love it. Uh, I like a junkie as in like I don't do drugs, but cars are my drugs. If that makes sense. Like I need a Viper so bad. Um, but that's why most people do like it is because of it being a raw power car. But the thing is, you got to respect it. So that's the thing that people don't understand with Vipers, and it gets me upset a lot. Well, not like crying upset, but it makes me like all worked up. Is it like people are like, oh, they're such bad cars. You can never drive them. You can't drive them in the winter. Yeah, you can. You can drive any car anywhere, but you got to respect the car. You got to respect the power. That's like people say, oh, you can't drive a Mustang in a snowstorm. Yeah, technically you can. If you know how to drive and you respect the power of the car and respect the road, you can get through it. Now, granted, if it's like 3 feet of snow on the road, you're not plowing through it. But you guys understand what I'm saying. A Viper, you can drive it. Anyone can drive a Viper. But it takes a mutual respect between the car, man, and machine, basically, and that is why it's so thrilling. It really is. Um, you guys have any more questions you want to put in the chat or anything else you want me to talk about real quick? This stream we're at like 42 minutes right now, so I don't want to go too long. Got some boxing to watch. Mike Tyson's fighting tonight. In case you guys aren't aware, his comeback fight is tonight, so I'm pretty excited for it. Can't wait. Not sure who's going to win, but we'll see. But another thing, let's see, off the subject, before the deadline for the STI, do you plan on adding more available entries? Yes, I did discuss the Super. I'll do a quick run over with it. Yeah, we're gonna add more the limit to the entries. We're gonna increase that because we did the multipliers, so it's kind of like not fair, you know. Like, because say for example, like I saw one company this week did like 100 times entries for their car. It's like for every dollar you get 100 entries, but their entry amount is so low. People don't understand that. So if somebody spent like, so say you spend $10, right? That's 1,000 entries. Well, they're only allowing 500 entries a person. So you just spent all that money. The people have spent hundreds of dollars on that, and it doesn't matter. They're getting the same amount of entries. We're going to increase it so you actually get value with it. Granted, yes, you're still going to have the max amount of entries, but to be honest, guys, no one is sitting here going to drop like, oh, I'm spending 3 grand to win this car. That's not happening. Like, no one's going to be like, oh, I'm going to drop 30 grand to win this car. If you had the 30 grand to drop on it, you would just go buy the car. You would just go buy one. So this stuff is all about you guys having a chance to win the car, and that's what I like. So we're not gonna let like someone spend 30 grand. If they do, how dumb would you feel if you spent 30 grand on it and you didn't win, and knowing you could just go buy one? You'd feel so dumb. Now, granted, if you did win it and you saved yourself 3 grand, I guess you'd be like, "Oh, I'm so smart." But if you lose that just because you were scared of spending the extra 3 grand to just buy the car brand new, that's stupid. That's stupid. So the main thing is it gives me a chance to give you guys a fair shot at winning this car. Next level, are you still in here? I can't tell who's in here or not. If you are still in here, yeah, we did go to the Supra. It is going to be. I said I like it. I think they didn't really do the best job on it coming from the Mark IV. All the hype with it. I think they should have just remade the Mark IV, updated it a little bit. But I'm not the executive of that company. I have no control over it. So I guess they thought they were doing what they thought was right. I don't see it like that. I don't. If it would have been a Mark IV remake, if they would have updated like all the systems, like Apple CarPlay, stuff like that, um, uh, then it would have been cool. But they changed the whole body style. It still looked good. They're still, especially with the Street Hunter kit on it, the wide body kit. But yeah, that's my take on the Supras. Will we get a notification whenever this happens, or will we have to check the official rules every now and then? I'll probably put out a notification about it. It'll probably be updated within the next week. So that'll be taken care of, so you won't really have to worry about it. But yeah, just DM me if I forget to put a notification out about it. Just DM me, and I'll let you know, or remind me, and I'll put a whole notification out to everybody about it. So to reiterate, the 5 times entries is done on Monday at midnight Eastern time. So that'd be like 4 hours and 12 minutes from now on Monday, whatever time zone you're in, just add 4 hours and 12 minutes to whatever time it is now. And on Monday, that's when it ends. Right? No. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So that's when the giveaway ends. So thank you all for watching. Let me know what you guys want to see in the next videos that we got going on. We got some more videos coming out for you pretty soon. Part 2 to the burnout meet. If you guys haven't seen that, if you haven't seen part 1, go check it out on the channel. Make sure you give me a subscribe. I really appreciate it. Smash that subscribe button on YouTube. Give me a thumbs up. It'd be awesome. Grow the family out more. But yep, 5 times entries to win my STI, which is right here, by the way, in case you guys can't see it. Win the STI, take it home. I'm going to hand one of you the title, the keys, and you'll win it. As you guys can tell from the live stream, not that many people in here, so your chances of winning the card are really, really good compared to these other ones. These other giveaways that have like 100,000 entries, 100,000 people enter, it's like hitting a lottery to win. This is a small company, channel, whatever you want to call it. your chances of winning are extremely higher than what it is from the other ones. So thank you guys for watching. Christmas drop December 1st, but I'll see you guys next time. Make sure keep up with the YouTube channel. I'll see you. Are you tired of having a boring car, but you want practicality and reliability? Follow me. This is my family car. 2019 Subaru WRX STI. And I'm giving it to one of you. All right, what's going on, everybody? How's everyone doing today? That's good. All right, what's going on, everybody? How's everyone doing today? Which Cars and Coffee are you talking about, Christian? The one that I'm hosting in 2 weeks, that car meet? Hey, Drew, how's it going? The one that I'm hosting in 2 weeks, that car meet? Hey, Drew, how's it going? The one that I'm hosting in 2 weeks, that car meet? The Toys for Tots one at the Bonton parking lot. I'm hosting one it's going to be Sunday the 13th. So not this Sunday, the following Sunday. It's going to be at Alpha Fitness in Chambersburg, PA. That's the one that I'm going to be hosting. That starts at 2 o'clock. We're actually going to be going from Belmont Cars and Coffee, which is in York, PA. We're going to go there in the morning, and then we're going to rally from there to the one I'm hosting. And that one that I'm hosting is a Toys for Tots meet that myself, ModLink, a few others are hosting. Just, give every kid we can a toy. We hope everybody brings out a toy. With Christmas coming up, for the holiday season in general, we just want to give as many kids a chance, to have toys and stuff like that. So that's very big. So if you guys can, please make it out to that. Make sure you bring a toy. It's got to be in the original packaging, like untampered with, stuff like that, But remember, this car meet it's a way for all of us to get together and have fun, yeah, but it's really, this one's like mainly for the kids. So, if you guys can make it out to that one, that'd be great. So I put out today some topics we want to talk about. Two people actually asked me about my Subaru, so I'll go ahead and give everybody a rundown on my car. That's the giveaway car right now, which is a 2019 Subaru WRX STI. I bought that car brand new in 2019, so a little over a year ago now. I bought it with 4 miles on it. Brand new. I bought the car never even having the intention to giving it away before I started YouTube, before I did anything. I wanted a car that was a 4-door car that's still fun. I can still have fun with, so that's why I got that. It is obviously an STI, so they come stock with 310 horsepower is what they claim. Mine has inmate performance stage 2 kit on it, which is intake downpipe tune. It's cob access port, so it's pushing around 330 wheel is what they're saying it makes. So you have that there, and it also has Remark axle back exhaust, which is just straight pipe from the axle back, muffler delete. So it sounds good, but for anyone who wins this car, I have all the original parts, so I have everything. So if you need it to pass inspection for your state, or you just want it returned back to stock, or I can just give you the parts just in case you need to, that's fine. You just let me know. If you need me to, I can return it back to stock myself, and then give you the car and give you all the aftermarket parts, or however you want to work it out. Because obviously at that point it's your car, so you let me know what you want to do with it. So yeah, the giveaway is live right now. So you go to dadbodseason.com and grab some merch. Normally it's every dollar you spend is 1 entry. Right now we're doing 2 times entries, so every dollar gets you 2 entries. So you spend $10, you get 20 entries. $25, you get 50 entries. Pretty self-explanatory. How much does it make? So crank, I don't know. But it's 330 wheels. So if they're saying that stock, it makes like 264, I think, to the wheels, or 234. So if I'm making almost 100 horsepower more to the wheels, we're gonna say it's probably another 100. So we'll say maybe around 400 crank, a little bit more. How many people have actually entered? I honestly don't know the exact number that have entered, because I'm doing this giveaway along with ModLink. So I have how many people that I've entered. Yeah, Italian Stallion. We can line that up. DM me. We'll race. I love to take on that car. But yeah. So ModLink's entries count as well. So if you buy something off ModLink, all their stuff counts for entries as well. So I know my numbers. I don't know theirs, but let's just say that these big channels get like 20,000 to 100-some thousand people that enter. We are way less than 5,000 at this point. We're your chances of winning this car is so high right now, and people don't understand that. You really have a good chance at winning this car. So there's no reason not to jump in. I mean, at the end of the day, if you put in $10 and you win a car for $10, at the end of the day, what really is $10? You know, if you win a car, it's probably the best $10 you ever spend. Even if you don't want the car, and if you don't want the car, we offer cash. So if you don't want the car, you're like, whatever, you just want the cash, that's fine. That's fine. Take the cash, and then I guess I'll figure out what I'm gonna do with the car, whether it's sell it or whatever you guys really want me to do with it is fine with me. So another debate that we got people want to do is the lifelong manual versus automatic for transmissions. This one drives me nuts, because it's always been, if you were more of the driver mentality, you wanted a driver's car, it was always get manual, which I get that. That's what it is. I love manuals. Obviously, I have t-shirts say Last of a Dying Breed with manual shift pattern on it, the tree. I love manual. But the thing is that automatics are kind of, it depends on what the car is for, right? So if you're doing a daily driver and you want it to still be fun and stuff, manual. Go manual all day long. If you're building a drag car, I say go automatic because they shift better. It's way faster than manual. I mean, no matter what you say, you can be like, I'm the Flash, shifting. Well, probably not going to be faster than automatic or DCT. The dual clutch transmissions are insane nowadays. Absolutely insane. That's why all the supercars, all these other cars are going to it now because they realize how fast it is, how much faster it makes you. So right there, that's how I feel about the manual versus automatic. Granted, if you have a track car, I think it's more fun if you have manual. It's just all around more fun, in my opinion. You get to feel the car. But if you're going for exact track times or drag racing times, the automatic's going to be faster. Granted, you'll still get made fun of by your friends probably that drive manuals. But, like a lot of cars now aren't coming with manuals anymore. That's the one thing I love about the STI. It's one of the last new cars to come with the manual. That's what I love about the Vipers too. They come with manuals. That's what it is. It's hard. A lot of people don't know how to even drive manual anymore, which sucks. But with the trans tune, it's just no. I mean, yeah. Granted, yes, you're gonna catch a lot of crap if you have a automatic car and all your friends drive manuals. I get that. You're going to, but the thing is that you're so. Let's take example. We're gonna take a Mustang, a stock Mustang, and we'll take a stock Mustang manual GT 5.0 and stock 10-speed. They're both stock. That automatic 10-speed is going to whoop that manual just because of the transmission. If both cars are identical, making identical power, identical weight, that's when it comes down to the transmission, and the transmission will win. It will always win like that. And that sucks, but that's how it is. I mean, that's how it is. I mean, unless, yeah, I don't even know how to even argue against it. Before, like years ago with older cars, their automatic transmissions weren't that fast. They weren't that good. They couldn't hold the power, number one. That's the biggest thing. If you decided to mod a car and you were going to throw a bunch of power in it, the manuals could not, or the automatics could not handle the same amount of power as manual. And it's easier to build up a manual transmission, than it is to do an automatic. But now the technology people have, it's kind of go out the window. And unfortunately, all manuals probably are going to be going out the window within the next 10 years. I mean, who knows? With the way the world's going, everybody wants to go electric. They don't even have transmissions. I mean, look at Tesla. It's just one big motorized, battery-powered thing. I don't even know how to explain it, but they're fast. I'll give you that. They are fast. They're pretty fun to drive, not going to lie. Don't have all the sound, but definitely have the torque. So, I mean, what do you guys think? I want to hear what you guys think about the whole manual versus automatics. Let's see. I'm not on the toilet. In my office area. I got a small house, man. It's not the toilet, I promise. I promise. Look, I'm sitting at like a office chair. We're good. But I mean, so yeah. Italian Stallion 410. Yes, we will race. We will race. I will race. You let me know when you're down, and we'll get that done. Drew, I 100% agree. Stick is for drivers. Auto is for traffic. That's the one thing I will say. I don't like driving my STI like in the city. Or sometimes on like 95 when it's all backed up. It's annoying. It's just constantly. I feel like I'm just destroying my clutch every time I'm in it in traffic. But when you're on the open road, especially see, this is my thing. Everybody asks me why I bought the STI. Earl, we're down the race too, buddy. About the STI. The STI is a backroads car. It's for the turns. It's for everything. So if you like that kind of driving, a manual is the best car or best transmission. And in my opinion, the STI is one of the best cars for that because it's all-wheel drive. It has the power. It doesn't have 1,000 horsepower, but it sticks. It's like it's on rails going through corners. It is so much fun. I absolutely love it. I mean, taking a corner in Mexico at like 80 miles an hour and not even sliding, not hearing the tires chirp. I mean, it's just gone. It's awesome. It is awesome, and especially for the area I live in, which is mainly back roads. That anyone here it's in this live stream knows Lancaster County, Chester County is mainly back roads. It's you can't beat it. You cannot beat it. This car is amazing. The tires that are on it actually right now are their factory tires, which I don't even know what are on it, honestly. I haven't even adjusted it. I don't know. You got me there. You got me there. Stock ones. But yeah, you cannot beat the STI in my opinion on these back roads. It's just it's a different thing, and that brings me to the next debate, which this debate is going to be broken down into more videos. But I got let's do a series on about rivals. So we're going to do a series on different rivalries in the car community. Italian Stallion, if you're in here, I want to do a live stream with you on this one for the Mustang versus Camaro debate. You're a Mustang guy. We know. So I want to get your take on it. Everyone asked me the Evo versus STI debate. All right, so first off, I'm going to come out wholehearted, honest. I am not like a STI Subaru fanboy, like I only drive Subaru. That's not me. I bought the car because I think it's an awesome car. I love it, and that's why I got it. And I needed it daily, and that's what I wanted. All-wheel drive is crazy. But if we're gonna get into that debate, the number one thing that I can say about it is gonna make a lot of people mad. What car is still in production? So I'm pretty sure it's the STI. Don't think they're making Evos anymore. Can Evos make more power? Yes, they can. Well, I guess they both can make equal power, but Evos can make power easier, quicker. Yes. But the downside with Evos is their all-wheel drive drivetrain. You can take an Evo's drivetrain, put it up against an STI's or Subaru for any at that matter. Subaru has far superior all-wheel drive technology. That's what they have, and that's what they're known for. That's why they have been known for rallycross. That's what they're known for. Evos, when you hear about an Evo, what do you hear? Drag strip. You don't hear people say, "Oh, my Evo was tearing it up on those back roads." No, it was, "I have a 1,000 horsepower Evo, and it's great because it's all-wheel drive, launching it at the strip." Cool. Great, man. That's awesome. You have an all-wheel drive Evo that is great at the drag strip. But let's take that car and let's go on a rally. Let's go circuit racing. Circuit track racing. Oh, no. My car is not built for that. It's a drag car. You wouldn't understand. Got a big turbo. It's got a spool up, With the same, if that's what you're building a car for as an Evo, what people want it for is a drag car. If that's what you're going for, why even go Evo at that point? Like, the amount of money you're putting into that car to make it that fast, you can buy already fast cars and add a little bit of the money so you're still kind of equal to the same price point and have a car that will destroy that Evo. And, in my opinion, will look a lot better. For example, you can buy a Nissan GTR now, obviously not a brand new one or anything like that, but a used one. You can buy them around the $50,000 range, right? You buy an Evo, let's say you buy a nice Evo, it's in the 20s to high 20s, low 30s, maybe low 40s, right? You're going to dump so much money into that car that your all-around price is probably going to be close to 60, 70 grand. All built, have it exactly the way you want it, right? 60 to 70 grand. That's including you got to build the transmission, you got to build up the motor. I mean, I guess you can technically try to run it on stock motor. That's going to be awesome for one pool. It's going to be hilarious for everybody else watching. But you're going to have to put all that money in to make this car reliable. You buy a GTR for 50 grand. You put 20 grand into it. That thing is going to smoke that Evo. Smoke that Evo. And you're going to have people be like, oh my gosh, you drive a supercar. Because some people classify a GTR as a supercar. I'm not going to get into that debate because that's just a weird debate. But I'm just saying, and the thing is with the Evos, I get that. Like, it takes that much money. Trust it takes even more money with the STI. STI are not meant to be a drag car. So people that say, like, I have 1,000 horsepower STI, you probably just dropped half your mortgage into that car to make it that fast. It's not saying it can't be done, but it's saying you better have a big bank account or a lot of cash in your pocket if you plan on making the STI that fast. Which, I mean, if you do it, it's cool. That's awesome, man. Good for you. But that's not what this car is meant for. That's like, for example, that's like going out and buying a Hellcat for autocross. Not going to happen. If you do that and you're like, oh, I have this much money. So we'll say you want to spend, Hellcats now are like 40, 50 grand. So I have 50 grand, right? I have 50 grand and I want to go buy the best car I can for autocross. Oh, a Hellcat makes 700 horsepower. Let me go buy that. You're going to pull up and everyone's going to be like, what are you doing in a Hellcat at this event? Oh, what do you mean? It's my autocross car. No. It's not going to happen. I mean, you just not. That meant more as a drag car. 50-something bolts and 2 head gaskets later. There you go. If you want an autocross car, you get a Miata. LS swap, big single turbo. Those things are cool. I don't care what anybody says about Miatas. I mean, I get it. They have like a really bad stigma with them and all that stuff. But when people build them right, those cars are cool, man. And they don't weigh anything. They really don't. I mean, say you did do an LS swap and you did do a turbo and you're at 700 horsepower, 600 horsepower in that car, you're going to be going through tires like it's nobody's business because those things don't weigh anything. I mean, you can tune it right and you'll have one quick street car. Yeah, I've seen one actually race, and he was racing a ZR1 Corvette. It was a C6 ZR1, and the Miata absolutely smoked it, and it was the funniest thing ever. I mean, I wasn't gonna be like, oh yeah, you want to race next after I saw, because I know he'd smoke me, but I mean that's cool, seeing that little car take on. The Hellcat Miata is the truth. Yeah. So, I mean, that's how I feel about the Evo versus STI. Getting back to it, it's just the Evo is the all-wheel drive car. In my opinion, it looks just like an STI, and not like obviously not identical, but body style they're very similar, and the Evo is meant for drag racing, and the STI is meant as more of a driver's car and is meant for back roads and track, and obviously rallying. You're not going to take your Evo out to a car rally. I mean, I probably wouldn't take my STI out to a car rally unless I did a lot of suspension work. But you see what I'm saying. And looking like an STI, we're going to get on that track. The Civic Type R. My buddy has one, and every time I look at it, I'm like, why did they do that? They tried to make it a Subaru. They tried to make it look like an STI. And I'm like, why would anybody do that? But I'm not a Civic guy, so right there, that is a great segment into our next section. Why does VTech have the best meme pictures of it? Well, I'm going to put it to you this way. no shame on the Honda game, but Hondas can be made very fast, but they can be made very fast cheap. So the people that normally would not be looking at a car for, you know, an actual fast car stock, they don't really have that much to compare it to, right? So it's kind of like, if, for example, if you always only ridden in an old work truck, right? Old work truck maybe has 180 horsepower, barely gets above 65, and all of a sudden you ride in like a let's see, we'll go with a tuned diesel truck, right? That's making 600 horsepower. You get in that thing, you're gonna be like, "Oh my god, this thing's crazy," right? Well, same thing with the VTEC. A lot of people that have Hondas either aren't car people, or they are, but they don't want to spend the money on the Mustangs, the Hellcats, anything that's known to be quick stock, at least quick, not fast, but quick stock. So that the memes to come out, because people always get shocked by Hondas. And I'm one of the people. When I first got into cars, I was like, look at this stinking thing. It sounds stupid. It's shooting flames out. It's got a big old fart can on the back. And then next thing you know, this thing's ripping a 9-second pass. And I'm like, what? So that's why the memes come about the Civics, because it's either they make memes saying how slow Civics are and how people just put fart cans on them and think they're fast when they haven't done any actual performance work. And you also have the memes where it's people like, oh, look at this stupid Civic, and then a thing blowing, a Nova's doors off at the drag strip. And that's just how it works. I mean, that's the two sides of the Hondas. You either have a fast Honda or you have a slow Honda, and you want to be fast, or you just don't care because it's your family vehicle. That's the Honda memes. I want to bring this up to you guys. Let's see here. I want to do what was brought to my attention is we have I rate my followers' cars. Someone DM'd me today and asked me to do that. And I would love to do it. If you guys would be interested, I would 100% love to. So if you guys want, start DMing me your cars, and I'll rate them, and we'll go over them. I'll put them up on the live stream so everybody can see them, and we'll see what cars what and rate each other's cars. Now, granted, it doesn't mean you have to have a nice car on here. You can put a derby car on there. You can put some beat up piece of junk, and you know what? If it makes the cut, it makes the cut, and we can still talk about it. Because I like my junk cars too. Obviously, if you guys are fans of the channel or know about the channel, you've seen my derby racing and stuff like that. I think it's awesome. I think that's actually how you should drive, because it's more fun that way. Crashing into people is hilarious. It's fun. Not in the nice cars, but in those cars, it's fun. Taking like an old Nissan Altima and just beating the crap out of it. That's just a good time. Let's see. If you guys have any questions during this live stream or anything else you want me to talk about, go ahead and drop it in the comments, and I'll get to it. I'm just going off the list that we have right now. I can't even read my own handwriting. Okay. I got this question about the new Ram trucks. The TRX. I'm not a Dodge guy. Okay, so I'll give you guys a little bit of background. I've had, before I was in the cars, I was in the diesels. So I've had Fords, Dodge, then Ford again, and now Chevy. I can tell you, out of the Ford, Dodge, and Chevy trucks, my least favorite, which I will never, ever buy again, was a Dodge. I hated it. I hated it. They're slower than dirt. They start, and when you start it up and shut it off, the thing's going to shake apart. All the rust just shakes on them. So not a fan. Not a fan of Dodge. Their transmissions are junk, in my opinion. Yeah, it's cool. You have I drive a Dodge Ram. Whatever, man. Don't care. It's not important to me. I think they're junk. Honestly, out of all three, I'm enjoying my Duramax the most, minus the 2018 F250 I had, which because I was brand new, it was amazing. All the bells and whistles. It was an amazing truck, and I went from a 2018 to a 2003. But drivability and everything like that, 2003 is right there, especially fuel mileage. Which I mean, I know it doesn't matter, but all right, yeah, Drew, I'll see you later, buddy. Have a good one. Be safe. The fuel mileage it's not a big thing about trucks, but when you're driving it every day, it is a big thing. So, not a fan of the Dodge. The only thing I do like is the Raptor. What bugs me to death, about the TRX. I haven't driven a TRX, obviously, but I'm just talking about Dodge trucks in general. The TRX, what I like about it is it's still a V8. I love that. I hate that about the Raptor. I get it. People say the V6, EcoBoost that's the way to go, way of the future. I hate it about the 4GT as well. If it's an American supercar, it better have a minimum V8, and let's get rocking. Same thing with the Raptor. I hate that it's a V6 EcoBoost. It sounds like a vacuum cleaner. I don't like it, especially for paying that much. I expect a 5.0, Coyote 5.0 with a turbo on it. That'd be cool. I'd be down for that. But it saves weight. It's for off-roading. Whatever. So that's where I like the TRX better than the Raptor in that point. When it comes out and they do good, I will, maybe I'll hop on the TRX wagon. But as of right now, I'm just not feeling it, honestly. It's just I'm not a Dodge guy, and with them making 700, I think it's like 700 horsepower. They're putting a Hellcat engine in it. If I'm thinking right, when you put that much power in an off-road vehicle, it's very hard to get traction, especially because it's supercharged. So it's going to be instant torque. So if you do have traction, it's going to be a ton of fun. Like for the dunes, stuff like that. If it's not too heavy, yeah, it'll be great. But like for going off-roading, like mudding, anything like that, good luck. Better be good with that throttle, or just punch it and get some nice tires on there and just let it rip through. But I don't know. If Dodge does a good job and the truck comes out perfect, awesome. Good for them. I'm not going to hate on them if it comes out with a good truck. They should. They're hyping it up. Everyone's hyping it up about it being such a good truck. So I really hope that it is good, especially for everyone that I know that ordered it already. I'm obviously not going to hope that they wasted their money on a bad truck. So I hope that works out for them. But, it's just, I don't know. Out of the Raptor and the TRX, I'm not sure which one I would get. Honestly, I honestly don't like either that much. But we'll see. Who knows? Maybe when it comes out, it'll be better. Let's get to mud trucks. Someone wanted me to talk about mud trucks tonight. Mud trucks are awesome. I don't know if anyone here has ever been to Buck Motorsports Park, which is all the mud trucks. They have the mud events there. It's cool. But there's two different kinds of mud trucks, in my opinion. You have competition and people that like to go off-roading and mudding, because it's two completely different scenarios there. The cars or the trucks that have the big lift kits, the gigantic tires, are like, oh, I can go through anything. You're not going through the mud competitions. You're just not. If you do go through, you're not going to have a good time. Those competitions are all about wheel speed, being light, getting on top of the mud, and going over it. And like, it kind of sounds weird to say, but when they go up it, and they kind of they go so quick, and they have so much wheel speed that they kind of float on top of the mud and go through, which is cool. It's very cool to watch, but it's not like it's really not the same as taking it out mudding. It's like mudding, yeah, you got a big tires, big lift kit. You can drive through a lot of mud holes. I get that, but it's not the same. Competition is not the same. So it'd be cool to have a mud truck. I mean, I wouldn't say no. I would definitely want one, but that's not my top priority. Hopefully that answered your question. If not, DM me or drop a comment, and we'll try to answer it better. I think that's what you were asking. Um, Unless there's any more questions, that's pretty much all we have to go over tonight. Make sure you guys grab some merch. New video is going to be live on the channel in like 20 minutes. So, yeah, go check that out. That video will probably be of our last live stream. We'll go up there. I've been trying to get them up. That video has been loading for the past like 36 hours. It's been nuts. I've been trying to get it up a while ago, but YouTube's being finicky, I guess, and it just wasn't uploading. It's been driving me nuts, so that's why there wasn't a video up this morning. But there will be one up tonight, guaranteed, whether it's that one or I have another one uploading from another computer to make sure I get a video out tonight, since I didn't get one out last night. But yeah, if you guys don't have any more questions, I'll give you guys a minute to put something in. But if you don't, then make sure you guys go grab some merch, get entered into the giveaway. Grab anything and everything. I mean, there's really not like one thing that's selling more than the others. They're all pretty good. People like the Last of the Dying Breed shirts a lot, and it's Dad Bod season shirts and the sweatshirts. They're nice. And of course the air fresheners, people love those too, because they actually do smell really good, really good. But go check that stuff out. I don't see any more comments in here. So if you guys could, make sure you subscribe to the channel if you're not, and help spread the word, get this car giveaway out there. Hopefully you guys get entered, and I'll be handing the keys and title to one of you. So thank you all for watching, and I will see you guys next time.